So we have a new Jeep in the family. My son bought this XJ. It's a 4.0 automatic 90, what's his name? 99. It's got 33 12.5 15s on it. It's got iron rock lift kit. It's got JK sway bar disconnects. It's already got a nice steel bumper. Interior is really clean. Just this tear in the seat is really the only thing going on, and of course the obligatory loose armrest, but it's got a new headliner in it. Back seats could use a little cleaning, but they're all intact. And the cargo area, oh, I wonder if I can get back there. Cargo area is all clean. So yeah, it's a clean little XJ here. And got some things planned for it. Oh, it's got the steel rear bumper too with the swing away rear tire carrier. He already did a little mod on it where he added a bracket for this license plate light, so he's legal. Wired it in back there with a little two-way disconnect so he can get his spare off and pass. So today we will be converting the headlights on my son's XJ to round headlights. We're going to go with 7-inch LEDs with the turn signal integrated into the halo. First, we're going to take out 2 screws here at the headlight bezel. So we got the bezel out. That's the bezel. By taking out those 2 screws. And then the next thing we took out was the headlight bucket. And you take the headlight bucket out by, there's a Torx here and a Torx here, and then there's a spring down here. And that Torx would have been here, here, and the spring went into there. The park light came out. It was down in the bottom here with just 2 simple Phillips. And then you pull out these headlight adjuster nuts by squeezing these 2 prongs and pushing them through to the back side. And they go here and here, and so then you wind up at this point right here. Okay, so you need to get one of these 7-inch headlight brackets, or actually 2 of them, and notice that it has like 3 adjusters at 12, 9, and 3 o'clock. Those are how you're going to put them on the car too. I'll leave a link in the description on where to get these, but in the next image I'll show you how to orient it on the vehicle. So you're going to have to mount the headlight into the ring, and then you're going to put the ring in this area, and you're going to put it as high as it can go, and then down just 1/4 inch. And then you're going to pull it to the left of this picture just a little bit towards the center, and you'll feel where all 3 of the headlight adjusters, they act as legs, and they'll only go about 1 position, which is about where this is. Now this is from the center to the headlight bezel when it's in place, to the inner edge of the headlight bezel. So that's what these dimensions are. You'd measure from the center of the headlight to the inner edge of the bezel in each direction. Once you get it into position, you'll notice there's some extra holes in the ring, and I just used drywall screws to screw it right into the fiberglass headlight support there. Now once you do that, you're going to have to back out the headlight adjuster screws one at a time and drill a pilot hole through them. You're gonna drill those pilot holes, put the headlight adjuster screws back in, and then take the whole thing off. And then you're gonna have to get a bit that's wider than the headlight adjuster screws and drill them out bigger. This way, when you adjust the headlights, you don't bottom out the adjustment screws. They'll pass through the fiberglass a little bit. Now, once you get it in, it should look something like this. Again, I don't have the bezel installed, but you'll need the bezel to measure off of. All right, so I wanted to talk about how I wired it. So one thing you need to know is that coming off the LED, that's going to plug, the three-way plug is going to plug right into your factory harness, no problem. Then there's a green wire coming off it, and there's a red wire coming off of it. So what you need to understand is the red wire is power to the halo, and it powers both the white and the orange. Now, how it flips back and forth is the green light, or the green wire, is a signal, and it switches like a micro relay somewhere inside of that LED lamp. So what I did was I ran this red wire to an accessory. So as soon as I turn on my vehicle, the white halo lights up. Now when it gets, sorry about that, when it gets a signal that the blinker's on, it'll alternate back and forth between white and orange. So that's how that works. Now, it's as simple as that. You can stop there, but I got rid of my park lights as well. So to do that, well, also the green wire, I should mention, I picked up from the parking lights. Now your center one's going to be your running lights. Your ground is black, I think, on all of them, but you should test that. And then the blinker is going to be your signal. So if you want to delete the bulbs, you're going to have to get some resistors. And I will, you can just Google load resistors, 12-volt load resistors. I forget how I found them, but there was a pack of 4 on Amazon for like $6.99. What you do is you just take your resistor and you tap one into the ground wire and one into the blinker wire. It simulates a bulb, and you're going to need it on both of them, because for that flasher to work, it needs a load from both bulbs. Otherwise, it'll blink really fast. Again, so your ground wire, resistor into the factory harness, and then you can unplug these bulbs, and it'll blink like you want it to. So that is the wiring. All right, next we're going to cut this bar out of the bezel, and we're going to trim along those top edge of that blue line and make this one big opening. So I'm trimming the bezel. What I did was I ran tape. That corner, it has the screw hole in it, so I got to keep that corner. So what I did is I ran a piece of tape up here, then I'm cutting the bar out, and I'm doing the same over here, and I realized I wasn't recording, so I stopped to show you how I mark this off. So next I got to work on a form to do the headlight bezel. So the first thing I need to do is measure how far out the headlight bezel is away from the headlight ring, and then I also need to add 1.25 inches for the thickness of that pot tray. So I glued those sticks in to get it all lined up. And then the next thing I'll do is use some aluminum foil tape and just start running it from the inside edge of that pot out to the outside edge of the bezel to create a form to lay up the fiberglass work. So here I've got a couple pieces of tape, and then I just keep going until I have something that looks a little bit like this.
You want the real deal? Good neighbor?
So I got the first layer of fiberglass in my form. Got a little heater on it because it's kind of cool out in the garage tonight. And I'm going to come back in a couple hours and see how this sets up. Alright, so I've trimmed this piece to the general shape, and I've hot glued it back down. And what I'm going to do next is it needs a second layer of fiberglass, and I think I can do it in one shot. But I realized I don't have another chip brush because epoxy, or actually polyester resin, not technically epoxy. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can get that in one shot. But it definitely needs another layer. A couple places I sanded were so thin that they actually went through, so it'll need one more coat. So I'm really stoked that I got this down in, oh, I'm gonna have to push that corner down, but I'm really stoked that I got this down in one piece on this pass. That'll make sanding and finishing a lot simpler. So I'll turn the little heater on that and get that corner committed, and then yeah, we'll let that sit up. Alright, so to get the blinkers to work right, I wanted to take the stock bulbs, which are usually clear. We put amber in these as an experiment, but to get you have to put a load on the system to get the flasher to work right, and it has to be the load of the equivalent of 2 bulbs. And then the amber that's built into this is not enough to create that load, so you have to put these load resistors in line in the signal. So I got 2 here, I got one here and one here, and they simulate the bulbs. One side goes to the ground and one side goes to the blinker signal. And once you do that, you get the normal rhythm on the blink. If you don't, then you get a really fast blink. So I got that done, and just about to put the bezel back in. Well, actually, I'm going to do the other side first. All right, so here's a demo. DRLs. I'm just closing this out with just some more pictures of me laying up the fiberglass, because that was really the hardest part, to be honest. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, like. I'm sure there's better ways to do this, other ideas. Be glad to hear about them in the comments, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I hope you guys find it useful. Thanks for watching.